Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. I can't get the cards out of the box. Okay, there they come. Using the Tripping Weight Tarot and the Tripping Weight Extras. Now, I'm not doing a Orange Twerp health reading. I'm actually looking at something a little bit different here. So, one of my beautiful viewers sent me a news article that is in the Daily Mail, published 14th of March, only a couple of days ago. And it's titled Mysterious Trump Airships Appearing in 100-Year-Old Sketchbook Starts Time Traveler Theories. So what I'll do is I'll post the article in the comments section once this video uploads, but it's actually quite fascinating. So I'm going to actually have a look at this. So sketches of futuristic aircraft drawn by artist Charles Delachaux, a Prussian immigrant who came to the US in the 1850s and died in 1923, contain the word Trump and even feature the numbers 47 and 45. Before his death, Delachaux created depictions of fantastical flying machines that he called aeros, which often resemble a mix of early airships, balloons, and primitive aeroplanes. So yeah, he would have, I mean, there were aeroplanes in World War I, so he would have been exposed to them. So what I want to have a look at is there any, now he, there was also in the late 1800s a novelist called Ingersoll Lockwood, who created a series of books called with a young character named Baron Trump, who embarked on incredible adventures with his wise mentor, Don. In Lockwood's books, Baron lived in a grand palace called Castle Trump, and is guided by the Don, adding even more intrigue, blah, 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 blah. Okay, while some have claimed the artist and author has some mysterious method of knowing the futures, others have claimed without evidence that the similarities prove that the Trump family had time travel technology and used it to influence world events. One person on social, blah, 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 blah. Sorry about this, I will put it in. Okay, so let's have a look at right, Delachaux's sketches. So he's the artist guy that had these amazing flying ships. Showed a golden head figure steering a machine labeled with the numbers 45, etc. and so forth. Okay, so I just want to know, why not? Let's go and have a little bit of an explore. Now, the Orange Twerp, I don't feel he himself has time travelled at all. The Orange Twerp has claimed that his uncle, Dr. John Trump, could explain the power of nuclear power, etc., although they absolutely had nothing to do with each other. Oh dear, I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's go down a rabbit hole and have a look. So I will post the actual article in the comments section, but let's have a little look. I'm not saying it's the Orange Twerps, the Rump family itself. Well, there's the Orange Emperor. So as I split the deck, and you guys know that how I poker shuffle. But let's have a look. Let's have a look. Is there actually such a thing as time travel? Why not? Let's have a look. Is there actually such a thing as time travel? And as I split the deck, we've got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom and the Fool. Okay. This is new journeys. This is about journeys, the beginning of the journey, and we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which could be indicating that time travel is possible. Oh, I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's have a look. So show me. Because I mean, when I'm talking about um, the energy that's coming from 3i Atlas, we're talking about wormholes in space, we're talking about space folding, we're talking about parallel timelines, etc. What do we need to know about the potential of time travel? So I'll bring you down so you can see how I'm shuffling, because it's the two combined, it's a really, okay, well, the orange felon getting, the infighting that's going on, happening. So you can see how I'm shuffling these, because High Priestess secrets being revealed about the orange twerp. But I just want to ask about time travel, and if you want to know what's coming for him, there it is. And then investigations. He's not long, but why? Because it just seems so bizarre. Is there a future judgment? Is there a future point where there will be time travel? Put him in the middle there. Okay. Well, that flew straight out, the moon. Is there a future point where time travel will be possible? Is there a future point where time travel? I'm getting what my guides are saying, like there's this convoluted path here that's at the moment hidden. I'm getting that it's not those of today. It's not the orange twerp. It's not Baron of today. What my guides are telling me is that it is a future time where the trumps are in the history books. So it's almost like an old dusty old history books being dusted off and sent back in time. Okay. Knight of Swords is the second signifier here. And he's charging into the past, rashly charging into the past. Because if you read directionally, he's going back to the past. Where's this going? You've got the Sun card, which is telling me absolutely yes. Now, there are multiple Sun cards in this deck. There are multiples of various cards in this deck. This is one of the old cards. You can see it's a bit more ratty and dingy looking. These are the two in the extras deck. Oh, did anyone else feel that time shift just then? This is really quite fascinating. So the Sun card's telling me a yes. I'm feeling a rumbling, like we're actually shifting on an axis here. And the Magician in the past. So 3 major arcana and a court card straight out. So this is a manifestation in the past. You've got this knight charging back to the past. This is about creating something out of what is previously hidden. You've got the hidden here. Okay, let's see where this goes. And the Ten of Swords. Betrayal, the stabbed in the back, the ending. It doesn't end well. It does not end well for the yellow-haired one. We know that. And I've always gotten also that Baron won't see 30. I keep getting that he's going to be shanked in an alleyway or something. Sounds awful, but he's yeah, taken out, taken down. Okay, I don't feel the book series was finished. there are books that that author wrote that never got published because the material was, I'm getting the material was, instead of sort of being the adventures of a young boy, it turned dark. I wonder if they'll come to light. I'm going to ask that in a minute. Okay. Right, we've got the King of Pentacles. I'm going to say this is the Orange Twerp himself. The King of Pentacles, how he was represented in the books of being this, you know, wealthy mentor type thing. And there's the Page of Swords. So the young Baron going on these adventures. But that's what I'm seeing. There's something that happens to this young Baron that ends up in his being unalived. And it's almost like that book was too dark to publish. The Moon, the second Moon card. I think there's probably more than two in this. But we've got here a second Moon card. What was hidden being revealed. Seeing things from a different point of view. The Knight of Cups. And the Six of Swords. Something that was stopped. Thank you. Something that was stopped that may still come to light and move this whole story forward. And then we've got the World, the ending, the nightmare with the Nine of Swords, the nightmare situation. You've got the author there, the King of Wands, the message that he was bringing out about the tower, the destruction, the collapse of. I'm getting about the collapse of this House of Trump. I'm getting it was not published. You've got the betrayal, the deviousness, the lies, the deceit, the walking away. You've got the devil. I'm getting there were books that weren't published in the series because they turned really dark and walked away from them. Turned into this really dark collapse energy, and the publishers walked away from them. You've got the Ace of Pentacles there. The money dripping through the hands, the money opportunity was lost, and then you've got death, and you've got Tower again. Okay, so what I'm getting is it's like this dusty old book was sent back, a history book was sent back in some form. And as I split the deck, so this was the deck, and I picked that up, and big yes. Big yes. And the next card is the Hermit, and on the bottom, we've got the Hermit. Shining a light on the path forward. Exposing. But isolated because of the exposing. I'm almost not game to look what's next. Oh no. Okay, if I keep going on the bottom, we've got this Hermit, same as what was up behind the Sun. The Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to call this my time travel. Loss and disappointment, Ten of Swords. Now, some higher authority in regards to the author stopped the publication, the Tower card, because it was just too dark with the High Priestess. I go to the bottom, we had the Hermit, no, it's just, it just, okay, the Hermit. So I had the Sun and the Hermit. Something not being brought to fruition because it was too this sort of energy, Four of Swords, Three of Swords, about the Emperor. Okay, I'm going to pause you for a second because hubby's just come home. Hang on. Sorry about that. Back again. Took the opportunity to feed the dogs. Okay. Well, it looks like. Okay. Goodness man, I just split the deck and what have I got again? Ten of swords again. Okay. This is really interesting. So, will the book or the books that show the demise of or have the demise, will they be discovered in an attic, a box? Will it ever be discovered? I'm not talking about the history book. I'm talking about the other books in the series by this author. Will they be? They want me to ask, will the history book ever be discovered? I'll bring you down so you can see me poker shuffling, and I noticed that was 1555 when I asked that question. So 1 being a new beginning and 5 being a challenge or a crossroads moment. Will the history book that was sent back in time, will it ever be discovered? I'll put that there and then I'll start shuffling. Will the history book that was sent back in time ever be discovered? Somebody's got it. Somebody's got it and is using it for world events at the moment. Will it ever be discovered? Will the history book ever be discovered? Right. 3 of Wands. Somebody's got it observing world events. So I'm just going to have a sip of my ginger and lemon tea. Actually, quite funny. This is the mug I'm using today. Something amazing is going to happen. Didn't know that this reading would go this way. Somebody's got it and is observing world events. I don't know that they're using it. I mean, one would think that they could make a fortune if they had, what am I getting back to the future vibes here? But the challenge is to keep it under wraps as they move forward. The Chariot card is the energy that it's stewing in at the moment. It has immense power, but they're not using it to move forward. In the past, you've got the Moon. Keep the secrets, the path that's in the dark, under the cover of darkness. And the Page of Pentacles. Admiring it for what it is. Looking at the opportunities it could present, but not taking action on those opportunities. You've got the Ten of Pentacles here, the oligarch. So it is somebody that's wealthy, but they're not greedy, deceptive wealthy. They're sort of, I won't say it's Warren Buffett, but it's Warren Buffett type energy wealthy. Somebody who has it that's more interested in it for its own sake. Could even be Warren Buffett. I mean, didn't he cash out of the share market not that long ago? See where this goes. Externally, 5 of Swords. Could be someone then experienced the old oligarch experiencing a heart attack. And the Fool, the new journey. hopes and fears, the Queen of Swords. Somebody getting their hands on it and using it strategically. And Temperance, balance, moderation, protection, and the King of Swords. Prefer the King of Swords to the Queen of Swords because this is an external. I get some sort of protection here, even though it's the swords. It's an action of legal strategy. The Hanged Man that will change the view of the world. And then we've got this new journey again. So when some sort of betrayal is exposed and we step off onto this new journey, you've then got this new journey with the Fool and then the Sun card. Exposed, but brilliance. It's almost like when it's protected with that Nine of Wands until the timing is right, and then we've got the Ace of Wands. Oh, actually, so the person who's got it, this, I know, I am way down this rabbit hole. The person who's got it is it's like they've got it for admiration and historical reasons only, as they're watching things play out. But I'm getting that the book itself is protected from those that might use it for nefarious means. So come on down. But it will be released at some time, almost like when the history's caught up. This is really cool. I like this. When will this book be released? When will this book be released? Ace of Swords, and again, someone just observing. That's the truth of it. I'll take my aces. Someone just observing, and there's the Justice card, the balance and actions having consequences. Someone who knows about the downfall, but also knows the importance of actions and consequences of actions. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, there's that Ace of Swords on the bottom again. You guys saw me poker shuffling and rambling it back and forth. Let's have a look. At what stage? It's protected until we reach this new level of human unity and coming together and strength. Until that stage, it will remain hidden because the knowledge contained within is too much. When we reach this point of the star and the higher spiritual evolution, because okay, well, if I go like this and I get one more, it will remain protected until there is unity of coming together. Now, this card is in the middle of a 9 box. It will remain hidden because what is contained within is too much. And we've got the Star, the High Priestess, and the Divine Feminine coming together. The Divine Feminine, the step forward into this new energy. I was just seeing what was on the top there. We've got Knight of Swords. It's when this unity comes together, because at the moment, this Knight of Swords, this rash treatment, this rash action, the Hermit, investigation into this devil energy, is really going to be really powerful, and it needs to not get out there. These sphinxes, they're lying down, not moving, keeping it under wraps until the time is right with that fool. Until the time is right, it's being held on to and hidden. And we've got, because they know, the person that has it knows that actions will have consequences. They know about the treason of the orange twerp, and that the truth will be brought forward. You've then got the moon again and the wheel of fortune, the time travel card. And if I went back to the author and Knight of Swords again to finish that was on the top. I can only tell you what the cards are telling me and what my guides are telling me. When we are at a time of it will be protected until such time as humanity moves on from its current, the word they're giving me is configuration. Okay, I'll take it. Moves on from this warmongering and moves into this unity, it'll be too much. It's not going to be shared until we've stepped through into that new energy. Okay, I like that. I think it's great. It's sort of, I know it's a future event, but I can only go by what the cards are showing me. And yeah, I'm quite happy for it to remain hidden. And the person that has it is going to keep it hidden until, because of this warmongering devil energy, as I was splitting the deck to put them back into their boxes. Okay, loved you all. Interesting. Let's see how it plays out. Catch you later.